Broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
Hey, man.
Let's see if we.
Hi.
Oh,
Good.
good.
Hey, good. See if we got everybody in here. We just about have everybody in here. So, all right. So it's true. I've got the COO message today, and it is true that we sent out gift cards to everyone who works for Well Steps. Some of you, I think nearly everybody has received their gift cards. Maybe a few people haven't received them yet. Um, we do think everyone received one, but that might not be the case. Anyway, this is a big spoiler alert. Watch your mailbox if you haven't received one. Um, so why do we send them out? Well, Steve and I talked about this, and it's what we came up with to say thanks for all the awesome work you guys do. Um, People send us. We get unsolicited messages all the time from people telling us how happy they are, how satisfied they are, how pleased they are with customer service, and some of this you know about, and some of it you don't actually. Um, the opposite is also true. We rarely, if ever, get emails from people complaining about anything. And I just like to invite you to think about this for a minute. This is exactly opposite of how things typically work, of human nature. People are really, really good at complaining about things, and they're very slow to give compliments. So the fact that we're getting compliments and we're not getting any complaints is unbelievably good. So gift card we sent, it's just a small token of our gratitude. It's just a way of saying thank you, and maybe I'll stop there before I start crying. So thank you everybody for all the good work you do, and um, I don't know how else to say thank you. I don't know if Stephen, you had anything to add to that.
Troy and I, when we started, we wanted to have a successful company, but we also wanted to make a great place for people to work. And, we're a little bit older, so we've had lots of different jobs, and some have been good and some have been really sucky. And we've tried hard to provide leadership opportunities, direct responsibilities, figure out how to solve this. I try really hard not to micromanage. I suppose I'm guilty of doing that to some degree, but I find it best just to hire really good people and then just get the heck out of the way and let them do what they do. So in that regard, the gift card is just another little token, a very small token of something unexpected that you might not have been anticipating. It just says we really, really, really love having all of you work for us, and we're grateful that we have you. And this little company is humming along and clicking along just great because of all of the great work you all do. So we're trying to create a inviting, rewarding place to work. I wish we could provide everybody with great big huge salaries and all kinds of perks and treat you like investment bankers, but that's not reality. But we want to make a place that people like to come, and a place that you want to keep as a job, and make it a good place for you to have a happy, high quality life is kind of what we strive to do. I don't know if we're there yet, but the gift cards are just a little step in trying to get us and continue to keep us moving in that direction.
Yeah, so I think this is the time when we all join hands and collectively sing Kumbaya. No, we seriously thank you, everybody. So I think without further ado, we'll just toss to Jenny, who's got a few things. And Jenny, I think you'll need the screen, won't you?
Yes, I will. And Troy, I sent you an email about 2 seconds before staff meeting. I thought that I had hit send before, but I didn't. So if you want to look at that and let me know if you want me to cover that last item while we go over the first two, that'd be awesome.
Okay, I will do that. I'm gonna make you the presenter.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
All right. Well, we have just a couple things to talk about today. The first one, I know you have pretty much all been involved in to some degree or another. You probably have heard, but I'm not sure if you have seen yet, our updated Move It Coast to Coast map. So this is the product of a lot of time and a lot of resources and efforts. It all kind of started with the design team, and we got a lot of feedback from them, feedback from the sales team, pretty much all of the guides. Everybody had a hand in this. So we can all pat ourselves on the back because I think we can be really proud of what this new map looks like. So it is in production now, just so that sales knows everybody is seeing this if they are doing Moving Coast to Coast. A highlight, as you can see, the coloring of the map has changed quite significantly. It definitely matches more of our WellSteps blue now. The map is pretty much the same. The icons and the stops along the way are pretty much the same. There has been one minor change. But as you can see, the route is now showing in gray because we really wanted the focus to be on the team, because the whole campaign is about exercise. So instead of letting each of the stops along the way shine, we really wanted the teams to shine. So the only two that currently show in color are going to be the San Francisco and the New York City stops, because that's where you're supposed to start and finish. And all of these other ones have updated icons that, as you can see, change to nice colors as you hover over them. And then if you click on them, you will see, of course, the fun fact for that area. So you can still go through and look at these at any point in time, but they're not going to be in full color again, other than those two to start and stop. Additionally, as you can see, we have updated the team icons. So your team that you are assigned to is going to be the biggest icon that you see. Also, the new function is when you hover over them, they're going to bounce, which is kind of a fun interactive thing. We get some movement on the page. And that is the point where you're going to see how many miles each of the teams has gone. Now, we do have some clients that if they're really gung-ho or they're really large and they have big teams, oftentimes they actually make it to New York. At that point, we have them turn around and come back, and the whole goal becomes who can go farthest. If that is the case, then these icons have been programmed where they will flip so that the runner is then running back towards San Francisco to help indicate to the users that even though their little team icon may not be the farthest on the right, they have already gone all the way to New York and they're going back, and that's why they would be showing in the lead there. So I think these are great enhancements. I hope that everybody's really happy with it. There's been some awesome work on it. So there's that. Were there any questions on the map before we move on to our next item?
Did we have a production date?
Oh gosh, yeah, this went into production. I think it was 2.5 weeks ago. I think it was right before October 1st.
I just talked to Brian, and he said there was a few hiccups. He was still trying to get. I'm pretty sure. I may be wrong. He talked to me about a couple of things he's trying to solve today, but I didn't know it was live.
Yes, so this is live. The only item that I know about was actually caught by one of our teams, where for some, not even all of the teams, we actually have 2 companies that are not demo or test accounts that are doing this right now. And one of them is showing the miles traveled without having to hover over. So if you can imagine what this map would look like with the going the distance team and these others on there, it gets a little messy. But I think it's already been written about that. It sounds like Brian's already on that one, but this is in production. And again, there's only 2 companies that are doing it right now, but only one of them really has that issue, and they haven't even brought it up themselves.
Jenny, could you work with Ed and Kendall to make sure that this gets somehow added into the WellSteps demo account, so that when they're demoing it and we go to this page, they can actually demo this during sales or something like it?
Sure, I will definitely connect with them and we'll make sure it's in there.
Jenny,
Okay.
Jenny, is there a
Yep.
way? Is there a way that in my show well steps you can just move it coast to coast over and over and over?
Yes, so we are working on that. Anna has actually done a great job where she has helped manage that account, so it will be scheduled to start over and over and over. And Brian's working on a little thing that is basically going to copy the data that we have in the system at, let's say, week 2 or 3, where it looks really good, and he's going to refresh it so that no matter when you look like you're in the middle of the campaign, it's going to be very interactive. And then if you go in the next day or the next week, it's going to show, the very same thing. So yes, we are working on that, but we can look at that if we need to make any adjustments there too.
Awesome. Thank you.
Well, okay, so the next item that I have, I'm really, really, really excited. We've had a lot of things happening and a lot of big developments, a lot of huge accounts coming. But this next item is one that we will need everybody's help with. We are almost ready to test our very first peer and individual challenge. So because these challenges will require the users to have a synced device, and you actually cannot sync a device in Sandbox. It's tricky to show this right now. However, Brian is next week going to have this for specific companies in production, which will allow all of us, any and everybody on the call, to set up the Bring It On challenge, to find a couple people to challenge, and to actually demo it for ourselves, get in there, use it, see what it looks like, find out if we missed anything, if there's any hiccups with it. So I would love to show this to you step by step, but because of that little unique feature of Sandbox, we just have images for you today. So next week, I will be sending an email again to everyone on the call that will have specific instructions and detailed steps of what we would like you to do and when we would like that reporting back if you notice anything that needs to be corrected and all of that. So there are definitely more details to come on this. But just to tease you a little bit, here's a couple things that are already working. So this is what our challenge page is going to look like. It will allow the users to start a new challenge, see all of their current challenges that are running, of course, any upcoming challenges where they can either back out of that or opt into it if they have not yet done that, and then a challenge history, which will match with pretty much all of our other tools that we do show historical information there. So when they create a new challenge, they'll be able to select from the available challenges. If you remember, we are going to focus on Bring It On first, since that will likely be the most popular one, as it is an exercise challenge. But they will see all of the ones that are available to them. When they click on the icon, they will be able to sync their device if they have not, because these, again, challenges will require them to have a synced device. We're not allowing manual minutes or steps or miles to be included. They will select who they want to be included in the challenge, and they'll select when they want the challenge to start. Now, once they do that, there are a group of emails that are going to go out. As the organizer of the challenge, you're going to get an email. The individuals invited to the challenge will receive an email, and then as the users that you have invited opt in and say, yes, I want to actually do this, you're going to receive an email as well. And that's, again, what you would be able to see on your upcoming challenges. You can see who you invited and who has said yes or who has declined the invitation. So all of that's built in. Brian did an awesome job with that. We won't have to do anything as guides. The users won't have to do anything but pick who they want, when they want it to start, and what challenge. But again, we're focusing just on Bring It On first. So once we have this in that specific company in production next week, this is going to be about what it's going to look like. So this will show during the challenge what's happening. The little people down here will have some movement here. So it is going to be more interactive. We will have this kind of shout board is what it's being called, where you can talk amongst the individuals in the challenge. It'll show you when this was done, and you can actually be in here chatting back and forth pretty much in real time if you really wanted to. So that's a great way, again, to kind of touch on the social aspects there and get people excited, and that friendly competition and snack talk that we know how important that is. And then probably the most important piece of this is going to be the standings for the challenge. As you can see here, it's going to show all of the individuals. It's going to show who is in the lead, and then the bar will obviously grow depending on how many steps or minutes they have here. If they have an image uploaded for their profile, then, that will show here as well. And as you can see, you'll see the overall and then the standings for just today. So I think it's going to be great. I think it's really well received, going to be well received. It's again, another one of these things that has had a lot of thought gone into it. So hopefully that gets you guys all excited to see kind of what this looks like. But again, we will be sending more information on kind of what we need from everybody next week. So with that, are there any questions on this piece?
Well, I just want to say that's my name. I'm way out in front, and I'm kicking butt on Amanda Christensen. So I'm just saying, Amanda, you got to kick it up a little bit, girl.
Jenny, you said that all of the campaigns are going to be using a voice, and that's not accurate. We have plans to develop. I meant challenges, not campaigns. Challenges that actually don't use wearable devices. They can be self-reported fruit and vegetable consumption, self-reported hours of sleep. So that's not entirely accurate with the campaign, with the challenges that we have on the drawing board. It is for this one, though. This one is strictly a device-only challenge.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point. Definitely a good clarification there.
I'm going to take the screen really quickly. I'm going to show everybody something just to let you know how organized we are. This is one of several. These used to be called 2-week challenges, and we've already gone through and done every single paper pencil task sheet. We've done it. We've done them. We've changed 2-week challenge to mini campaigns. So these are all ready to go. So my question is, when would we be ready to replace the current 2-week challenges, not only online but in our terminology with mini campaign terminology?
I'm not sure if that was directed to me or to anybody else, but I think we're probably a little bit out from that still.
All right.
I know we'll want to do our testing, and then of course Will's also going to be doing some really, really deep testing and looking at everything behind the scenes. So I would guess we're still a couple weeks off from that.
I see. Okay, perfect. Any other questions or comments for Jenny?
Troy, my thinking was we were going to start with the most interesting challenge first, get it developed, up and running and tested, learn from it. We have a second one that's coming on. I think it's the Veggie Up or the
whatever it's called.
Whatever it was. We have about 5 more in the queue that have been designed, drawn out, and the animation is completed. There should be able to be pretty plug and play for Brian, but I thought we would just start small, get some of them out there, start testing them and beating them up, see how we like them. And then as things go well, we'll start building those out. Eventually taking most, if not all, of the challenges to the virtual world where they're colorful and they can input their data, and kind of like the Bring It On Fitness Challenge.
Okay. And for the short term, though, just want to clarify, we're changing the current 2-week challenges to mini campaigns until we got something better. So we at least we can be consistent and not confusing to our users. So.
I'm going to throw a hypothetical wrench out there. I'm sure that this question has been addressed and asked, but how does this impact rewards, these challenges? Will we be able to get some auto-verified points and rewards? I know that that's an inevitable question. I'm sure someone has brought it up. I'm just curious. I don't have an account who's asked. I'm just curious for myself.
It's a great question, Ed. Who is that monkey wrench thrown at?
Anyone who wants to answer it from operations to say.
Well, I've ducked, and I think Steve has ducked. So that pretty much
No, we're getting there, Ed. The first deal was to build this. Specifically, I'm referring to the Bring It On Fitness Challenge. Build it so we can sync devices, so we can have peer-to-peer discussion and talk smack in the chat box, and that we can see leaderboards going back and forth, and they can have fun, and they can build it out, and then 2 weeks it's gone, and they can archive it, come back and visit and start another one. These are kind of one-off, fun, on-the-side events. Eventually, they'll probably be elevated to the point where a lot of people will want to do them, and we want to start providing points for those. Right now, that's not the main focus. In fact, the main focus was to get some really cool looking, fun, techie kinds of things for you guys to be able to demo and our users to be able to use. And then we can worry about providing points and rewards after that.
Perfect. I was just kind of curious where, just wanted that update. So thank you.
Ed, one thing to follow up with that as well, we did determine and kind of talk through what we currently call our 2-week challenges that are going to be mini campaigns. Since those are going to show in the same area that our regular campaigns will show, we will not be letting rewards only accounts have access to that in any form other than paper. They can still do paper if they really want, but we're not going to let them do those online, because then they'd have to have access to basically the full campaign page, which, as you can imagine, doesn't really make sense for them.
Right. Great, thank you.
Awesome. Anything else, Jenny? You had asked me about the WellSteps Plus grid for customers. I'm thinking that might be a good thing just to show Kendall and Ed in your next sales meeting. You guys meet with them in a couple weeks. Just show it to them, just so they remember what it looks like. And since the ops team is all well aware of that, we don't need to take time here to go over that.
Okay. The only other thing that I had is the wheel. So I can spin it. I don't necessarily.
Oh no, we got it.
The screen.
Oh no, we need you to have the screen, Jenny. We need you to have the screen. Gosh. Let's see. Make presenter. No pressure, but just a reminder, everybody who is still on the list needs to think about one thing that nobody else knows about you, just in case your name gets picked. So, ready, go.
Okay, here we go. Yeah. Carly.
Woohoo!
Yeah. I'm ready. I'm prepared. I've been expecting my name to be called for like the last couple of weeks. So
that does not surprise me. Carly's prepared.
So I have 2 things that it's kind of hard too, because now we have Shalise and Kendall, and they know me a little bit better than you guys. But I have 2 things. So one that you guys probably don't know is my husband and I own bucking bulls. So we own 3 of them. And one of them is actually going to be bucking in the PBR World Finals in Vegas in 2 weeks. So that's pretty exciting. So if you see Playcat, the bull, that if you're into rodeo, that's our bull. And then the other thing that most people don't know about me, I don't even know if Shalise and Kendall know this about me, is I actually have scoliosis. I have an S in my spine. It corrected itself as I grew, but if you feel my spine, there's an S in it. So that's something you guys don't know about me.
We need a breakdown for this group what a bucking bull is, and then what the PBR is too, because I bet people think you are talking
people
in a
might
different
not.
language.
I was just going to ask the same thing.
So PBR is the professional bull riding. So it's like a bucking bull in rodeos that people go on and ride them. So we own the actual bull that gets bucked in those. So yeah.
I think I know the answer to this question, and so if I'm asking a sensitive question, you don't feel the need to answer it at all. But do you have to take the bull through any special training to get them to buck, or is it just they just have to be big and?
Nope, it's all genetics really. So we do buck them in off season and stuff, but it's all genetics, and so but you just put them in there and you put the flank on them, which makes them buck. So
Awesome.
yep, nothing too
Yeah,
special.
it's a big industry. Like, people don't really realize how people will spend, Carly can tell you, ridiculous amounts of money to get the genetics from a mother cow who came from a really good bull and pair that with like a really good, I mean, it's wild. It's wild. But then basically, like Carly said, it's all instincts that take over after. So if you get a good one, great. If not, sometimes they just send them down to the meat factory and they're in your McDonald's burger. But other than that,
So Carly, I have a question. When they're not bucking and they're under all that strain, are they pretty nice? I mean, can you actually go in there with them, or you just like stay away from them?
It depends on the bull. So we have 3, and one of them, Cody, can go like pet his back and like pet his face and everything, and he doesn't care at all. But as soon as you get him in the chute, he's like really mean. The other 2, though, you don't even really want to be in the same pen as them because they'll charge you and stuff. So they're like just literally like they're bred to be mean. But some of them, like I think our bull that Cody can pet, it's pretty unique. He can go in and pet him, and he's really nice. But they just hang out in the field, eat a lot. I mean, they're really actually pretty animals. But yeah,
Unless they're mad,
yeah,
they can stomp you like a tank.
yeah, they
Oh,
could
yeah.
kill you very easily. Yep.
let's put it this way: Carly's husband and myself, the way we grew up, because Cody's dad did this back in the day as well, and we were the kids that would go run in the pens with them just to see if they would charge us and see if we could hurry and get to the fence fast enough before they got us. We kind of had a unique childhood, me and Carly's husband.
The miracle you made it to adults.
Yeah. Playing with fire. They actually had a bull as like one of the best bulls, I guess, in the country. And you could, when it wasn't bucking, Steve, you could go up and pet him and sit, basically do anything with like a pet. And then, like Carly said, as soon as he got in the chute, they kind of knew it was game time. And then it was almost like a different animal, but kind of crazy.
Kind of like a professional football lineman. They're the nicest people off the field, and when you get them on the field, they turn into animals. They're not nice people.
Yep, exactly.
Awesome.
Exactly.
Well, Carly, I think you're the winner in the clubhouse. That is a very, very cool, unique thing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So if you guys are ever interested in going to a bull riding event, let me know.
All right. Woohoo! Well, I just want to thank you again, everybody, for all the great work you do. And I think we at this time we can end the meeting and excuse all of you, and then we will continue on with. So Jenny, Steve, and Brian will need to hang out for a little bit, but everybody else can go. So thank you so much.